Each week we break down another Better Call Saul episode in order, and this week we get a trio of familiar faces returning. I've got 71 details you might not know in Season 3, Episode 2, Witness. That gas-powered cooktop tells us we're with Chuck, and if we boost the exposure we can clearly see the camera reflected. Chuck's unusually paranoid about his home security. There's an early sign that someone else is in the house. And there he is, in a frame within a frame shot.
Why do the carts have holes in them?
These are used cars from the casino.
This guy is Giacomo Buzzle. He has been in so many things, from this wacky commercial for a bottler in Maine, to the pilot of The Night Shift, in which Captain Bauer attacks him after seeing that low-budget commercial.
You take that ad down, or they'll be held to pay.
Bro thinks he's the commercial police. He auditioned many times for different roles in Better Call Saul, and they finally found the right fit.
These are from Caesar's.
I've never been. I hate to say it, but I think it might be time to kill the lights.
Oh, yes, sir. Of course.
Again, the title sequence has the extra 1.2 second black and white segment at the exact same spot as episode 1. This will be a thing for all of season 3. More unfamiliar faces, especially because when this character appeared in the previous episode, it was a stand-in.
Jesus, they're minerals!
This is an Apollo 11 themed word search. Although the words are the same, every version I've found is a bit different, probably for copyright reasons, so I choose to believe the show intentionally put this POLLOS clue here. Writer Tom Schnauz chose a word puzzle so it would be different from Mike's crossword puzzles. He even typed out a complete word puzzle in the script, but they went with a different one. He probably had too many inside jokes in the original version.
Just what I needed.
Behind the fence is a live auxiliary power plant, although it only kicks in when there's a higher load.
Hey, you take care of that battery?
Oh, yeah, I finally shit the bed.
Anyone see you?
Nah, that over there.
They're using the Vericam again for this scene, so it's mostly lit from the plant. And this was an example of a time when the light from the moon was interfering with the shot because it was a full moon that night. In this shot, that's an airplane flying by. The show was still using Red Epic Dragon cameras for most shots because the raw 4K files from the Vericam were 6 times larger. Although at some point in Season 3, Marshall switched to Red Weapon 6K cameras because of flare issues he occasionally saw with the Epic Dragon. An hour and 16 minutes have elapsed since they took the gas cap, and Mike continues to witness more of the operation behind the tracker. Here we learn that the tracker only works if you're within 3 kilometers of the transmitter, one of many reasons these trackers are so primitive. Jonathan was really driving, and Vince was sitting next to him here yelling to go faster and stressing over whether the rain is going to match the shots from the other angles. But Jonathan couldn't see well without his glasses and was worried about killing them all. Sounds like a fun time. With all the motion this time, the virtual screen feels more noticeable. We're meant to wonder if this is some sort of trap, which is a bit of foreshadowing for later. It's not a trap, the driver is just down below. So this is a dead drop, the first of 3. The second one is at the Albuquerque rail yards, which is more recognizable when boosting the exposure. This is not a real car, but rather 2 lights on a dolly track, kind of like what they did in Felina. Here they did it because there wasn't enough room for a car to park with the lights facing us. This building is where they used to paint the trains. The final drop is at these culverts in a shot that's funny for 2 reasons. One is that you can't tell the side is slanted, so it's surprising when the guy slowly slides down it until we get this view. The other reason is that the sky is a different shot digitally combined with the rest. Matt Krettel, the B camera operator, was adjusting the lens between shots when it went out of focus. Vince noticed the twinkling lights and asked him to get about 40 seconds of the out of focus shot so he could do this. This episode was nominated for 4 Emmys, including Vince for directing. Of course, as we all know, no Emmys were won. And after breaking all the Season 3 stories and directing these 2 episodes, Vince handed over showrunning responsibilities solely to Peter Gould so he could work on other projects like El Camino. He'll later return to his day-to-day role for Season 6. By the way, in real life, these culverts are right by Gene's Cottonwood Mall, and the MVD, which comes up later. Mike and the culverts are so far apart that director of photography Marshall added a surprising amount of light to pull off this scene. His flashlight jumps to his other hand on this cut, but it makes for a much better shot. That bright red signpost is interesting. And he's walking past a Volvo. Those distinctive windows are another clue. All these shots are backwards, but that's because Mike's being super sly and pointing his binoculars at his rear view and side view mirrors. It's now 7:30 in the morning and Mike has gotten no sleep. In reality, they filmed this at sunset but passed it off as sunrise. But I guess that helps explain why this shot gives sunset vibes. Mike's tired and ready to go home. And now the sign comes into focus in dramatic fashion, ending an unbelievable 7.5 minutes with no speaking. Can you imagine what people who watched Better Call Saul before Breaking Bad must be thinking here? For this, the cameraman did a manual zoom while standing 12 feet up on a ladder. He nailed it the first time, so they only did one take, which is shocking for a Vince-directed episode. They made it look so much more imposing than this shot from Breaking Bad. Just like last time, they cut an unnecessary scene of him returning and putting his gas cap tracker back on. And just when it seems like we know what Breaking Bad character we're going to see next, we get thrown a curveball.
Hello?
Oh, hey, come on in.
Hi, I'm Francesca Liddy. I'm here for the interview.
Jimmy McGill.
Sorry, I'm a little early.
It's not a problem. Never bad to be early, except in death and taxes and some other things.
The first part of that is a Mark Twain reference. The rest,
Some other things.
is just Jimmy adding his own color. Francesca clearly hasn't been beaten down by life or Saul yet.
Take a break, HT. Let's go.
You're gonna stop calling me that or I'm gonna hang you by your tie.
Does that look straight to you?
He's basically revived his Wexler McGill logo, even though they're Wexler and McGill.
You're a little crooked.
He's a little crooked indeed. It seems like this was carefully phrased.
The bottom of the M there?
And of course it's the M that's crooked, not Kim's straight W.
Yeah, a little crooked.
This coffee setup is new. Now they no longer have to deal with this.
I want coffee, but I do not want cream.
So you're coming off of 7 years at the MVD?
How come New Mexico doesn't call it the DMV like every other state?
That's the government for you.
You got that right. Well, for one, I'm not calling it the MVD. DMV all the way.
This is so forced and unnecessary, but they did this to fix the plot hole of Saul calling it the DMV in Breaking Bad.
I've warned her before, one more time, and it's back to the DMV.
None of the writers are Albuquerque residents, so they didn't know that at the time. This is exactly like the writers explaining why Walt's pizza was unsliced after the fact.
This place, they don't cut their pizza, and they pass the savings on to you.
How much can it be to cut a damn pizza?
Still, it doesn't explain this.
I checked with DMV.
Sorry, Hank, that's all DMV had. DMV said the registration wasn't renewed.
I'm not seeing any records of it with the police or the DMV.
Although it does fit with how goofy Jimmy's being as an interviewer.
What about old folks? You get your fair share of them?
Lots of elderly drivers.
You ever yell at them? I mean, geezers, right? How can you not?
No, I would never, no.
Nor should you. That was a trick question. You passed with flying colors. Very good.
His mouth doesn't move here.
Flying colors. Very good.
Okay, well, I'm looking for someone with an eye for organization.
Well, DMV's great for that.
Both Word and Excel, you're comfortable with?
Absolutely.
Excel and Word? Wow, well, you had me at old people.
You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
Can you start today?
Can you just give us a second? What are you doing?
Jimmy's wall art is surprisingly tasteful Statue of Liberty photography, a subtle hint of things to come. On the other wall is his hero headline.
She is our first interview.
You've been taking forever searching for a paralegal.
I haven't found the right fit.
Perfection is the enemy of perfectly adequate.
So that's the bar here?
She worked at the DMV. That's like the fifth circle of hell.
It's impressive that Dante knew about the DMV back in the 14th century.
Don't you think someone with some actual legal experience would be better?
I've got a commercial airing in 11 minutes, so the phones are going to be ringing off the hook, and I need help.
Jimmy is so ridiculous here. He should have told Kim this beforehand. Trying to keep the rocking chair consistent between these two angles and over time was a huge pain. It's rocking a little faster in the Kim shots, then here it's slowed to a stop, but then it magically starts moving again. Jimmy's rocking chair was not only inspired by Cracker Barrel, but the show literally bought it from a Cracker Barrel.
Rocking chairs all around?
Yes. Make it look like the front of a Cracker Barrel.
Be folksy. Put a little sunshine in your voice.
Got it.
That's a great description of how Jimmy talks.
You need to hit the head before things... Oh, there it goes.
Offices of Jimmy McGill, please hold. Please hold.
The phone's lights were added digitally.
Would you like to come in for a consultation?
Folksy, be folksy.
Say, is that a dog I'm hearing?
Cracker Barrel. Always helps to mention Cracker Barrel.
I was thinking of going over to Cracker Barrel because they've got such great air conditioning.
Double barrel.
Originally, the key was going to be talking about weather and pets, but Cracker Barrel was a nice touch.
Fantastic. Can you spell your name for me?
A couple times in this scene, the tape disappears, then reappears.
Are you staying out of the sun? It's a hot one today. I'm sorry, but Jimmy is unavailable. Mr. Ehrmantraut? Like the fish?
How do you think Mike asked to speak to Jimmy? Because we've never heard him say Jimmy. I could see it being something like this.
Thank you for holding. How may I help you?
Lawyer.
Are you staying out of the sun? It's a hot one today.
Lawyer.
Cracker Barrel has excellent air... This one really don't want to talk about Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, patch that one through.
Your new assistant's a real pip.
Yeah, thanks for crushing her spirit on the first day.
Oh, so it was Mike that turned her into this.
Thank you, sir. You drive safe.
That's Dennis Milliken, not an actor, but rather the transportation captain for Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. And that executive car Mike just bought is the 1992 Buick LeSabre that we see many times in Breaking Bad when Mike's being sneaky. Watching and listening to the white residents.
There's something you should know about.
Knocking out the power at Golden Moth Chemical.
Oh.
Discussing Gus's Jesse strategy.
Just like you wanted. The kid's a hero.
And when Gus has his big cartel meeting.
What's up? What's up? You free for breakfast tomorrow? All right. This is what you're gonna do.
They filmed this scene of Mike telling Jimmy the plan before he enters the restaurant, but had to cut it for time. I'll show it at the end of the video. Instead, editor Kelly Dixon got the great idea to overlay audio from it at the start of this 2-minute and 11-second oneer that couldn't be cut or easily trimmed.
All right. This is what you're gonna do. Guy in an old green Chevy Blazer is gonna take a knapsack and he'll go inside. I need you to keep an eye on the knapsack. Does he leave something from the bag inside?
Right. I got it.
This was not filmed with a Steadicam, but rather a camera on a tiny dolly with a 360-degree head.
The Pollos Classic and a coffee, black.
The Pollos Classic, or any of these Pollos breakfasts, weren't around in the Breaking Bad days. The original menu was barely changed from what Twister's had on the wall. They slapped on some Pollos logos, here you can see the Twister's logo peeking out underneath, and covered the drink brands. The Better Call Saul version is more customized, and like they did with Doghouse, they lowered the prices to more accurately reflect 2002. Although there's no mention of
the Pollos bonus size for 50 cents more
on the menu. Diana is her real name.
Do you want any extra salsa?
No, ketchup.
He might have PTSD when it comes to salsa. Diana actually pressed the no sale button, which is used to open the cash drawer without making a sale. They intentionally changed his tie to a criminal red for this mission. Everyone's correctly got the vintage Pollos cups from Breaking Bad Season 2 rather than the orange ones they later used. The clock is different from the Breaking Bad days, but we can say they upgraded to the more plain one.
Guy in an old green Chevy Blazer.
The big branding at the top of the machine is covered, matching Breaking Bad, although we can see that the Dr. Pepper and Sprite logos are too new for 2002. With his history of cons, you'd think he'd be better at this. It's not his best work, although he didn't suspect that anyone else at the restaurant might be paying attention to him. Jimmy drops an entire sugar packet into his coffee and proceeds unfazed.
Spillage.
Now Jimmy has become the witness. That must be what this episode title is about, right? Again, for people who haven't seen Breaking Bad or are just distracted by Bob's handsomeness, this next minute where nothing is happening could seem pretty strange. And this shot was even longer, ending with the guy with the yellow shirt's clear reveal. It was Kelly Dixon's idea to shorten this shot, which ended up delaying the character reveal even further.
I need you to keep an eye on the knapsack.
It's unusual to have close-ups like this, but where there's a close-up eyeball, there's a camera reflection.
Does he leave something from the bag inside?
These blinds weren't closed when Jimmy entered the restaurant. And now these blinds just magically closed. They filmed this scene over 2 days, and it took so long that some of it was shot at night with artificial light pumped in. There are very few shots where you can't see out the window, so I'd suspect shots like this. It's so funny to see the furniture assembly stickers. I'm guessing the show built this so they wouldn't have to remove the back of one owned by the restaurant. That's not a bad idea. And after 6.5 minutes of no major dialogue...
Can I help you?
Finally, Fring's back. It was not only the most drawn-out build-up from the first clue, but the slowest example of the classic clue, glimpse, voice, face pattern. At the time of the Fring's Back title discovery last season, they didn't even have Giancarlo under contract yet, so thank goodness he agreed to join the show.
My watch, clasp, I tried to reach it.
Allow me.
I've thought about it, and I'm going to count this, which means I have to count these as well. It's conceivable that the camera is just on top of the garbage, but that's not what they do.
May I clean this for you?
No, it's been in worse places.
Magic flute.
That was very nice of you.
No problem.
Like Mike and Tuco's restaurant encounter, this is the only time we've seen these two characters together. It's certainly tricky to bring Gus into Better Call Saul considering...
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
Well, what's his name?
I have no idea.
But Jimmy has learned nothing about his secret life here. It's very similar to his first appearance in Breaking Bad.
Gentlemen, is everything to your satisfaction? Fine, thanks. mistakes.
Except it didn't take long for Walt to learn the truth.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
Eventually, someone blabs to Saul about Gus's identity.
Gus.
When the creators told Giancarlo they were keeping his return a secret, he pitched the idea of announcing his return with a Los Pollos Hermanos commercial. And that's what they did, written by Gordon Smith and released 3 months before season 3 premiered.
Come in and try our new curly fries. We are so sure you'll like them. And if you don't, they're on me.
Los Pollos Hermanos. Taste the family.
Look where we are.
Of course, people had already noticed the crew filming at Twister's with Los Pollos Hermanos signs visible 3 months before that commercial.
Tell me again.
He ordered the number 3 with potatoes and coffee.
It's hard to hear, but he did.
Number 3. Potatoes, coffee.
Went bold with the extra salsa.
Daring today, aren't we?
Put the knapsack on the floor.
Where on the floor?
Under his seat. Nobody touched it. Didn't leave anything behind.
And you're sure of that?
I literally checked the trash can. What's our next move, huh? Well, we gotta follow this guy? You got some real James Bond stuff in here. This car doesn't have an ejector seat, does it?
I think we're done for today.
I cleared my morning.
I love how enthusiastic he is for any kind of scheme.
Thanks for your time.
Did Mike even have to pay him?
Who's got your back?
Who's got your back here? Me.
That's who.
I'll keep that in mind.
Gus knows what's going on, and that explains why he silently called off the exchange of the money. Again, much like when he silently called off meeting Walt because of Jesse. How did Gus know? Was it bird telepathy again? No, Jimmy made it quite obvious because he had no idea he was being watched. And it makes sense that careful Gus would look out for anything off before accepting the money. So when Gus walked past the guy without acknowledging him, the guy knew to abort. It's also possible Gus was previously aware of Jimmy's connection to Mike. I've seen a theory that Mike chose Jimmy for this mission because he knew he would be too obvious, which would flush out more information for him to witness, but I don't buy it. This hurt my brain to think about, but the cut from this to this doesn't make sense. It should look like Mike is facing this way in the mirror as he's facing the passenger side of the car. This is Jonathan's real handwriting, although we can see more writing through the previous page, and as an amateur handwriting analyst and occasional user of common sense, I believe that he did not write the rest. Perhaps it was Trina Siopi from Props again. That's Al Godo, the stunt coordinator, driving. It bothers me how wrinkly and therefore temporary the sign looks. I never felt that way in Breaking Bad. Victor fans rejoice. He's listening to a song from the future, joining 2 other songs that briefly played. Jeremiah the actor doesn't smoke, so Paul the camera operator taught him how to flick the cigarette. Vince told him to try to hit the camera with it, and he came close. Now isn't it interesting that he drives a flashy Escalade and makes his presence obvious with loud music? Not at all how Gus runs an operation.
The guy drives a 10-year-old Volvo. It's brilliant.
It might seem like he's just being careless, as that's in his nature.
What about you?
Yeah. So what?
But here's a case where I believe being too obvious was an intentional ploy. Gus knows Mike's over there watching, so he used Victor to lure Mike to the next spot. In the harsh light of day, this device does look more handmade. And I think it's funny that Mike flings his water out of the car because he did the same thing from his parking booth in a deleted scene last episode. He's really driving this time. I guess he learned how to drive a stick between seasons, although he still needs some work. And he should get that hanging wire checked out.
Wire.
Ernie's devoted to his Mitsubishi Evo. Paul Donachie again chose a shot that highlights Ernie's car in an interesting way, but this time it was to hide the sign that's now on the side of the building for the real estate company that moved in. Because this is a set, the crew had 4 different walls at different stages of the painting process that they could swap in and out.
Welcome, folks!
Jimmy's windows should be covered by trees to better match the real location.
Hey, Ernie, what's up?
Wow, Kim has a real Windows XP desktop now, although the date and time are erased.
Can't you just come inside?
And alas, the Internet Explorer logo is too modern.
Sorry.
Originally, Ernie was going to come inside, see Jimmy, and then talk to Kim in her office.
I didn't want to call you because then we'll leave a phone record.
But you just called me.
This is such a great Ernie scene.
Oh, guess I screwed up already.
And here's one more animal tie, this time ducks. I found some very close matches online.
If I tell you what I heard, not Jimmy directly, like we have a buffer, then legally I'm safe?
Ernie, what the hell are you talking about?
Mr. Witchell, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
If Jimmy watches The Price is Right, maybe he saw this young man on it 2 years prior.
The actual retail price is $26,368. Over. Oh, and by so little.
Jimmy, can I have a moment?
Gosh, have you guys had a soup over at Cracker Barrel?
Hello? I can't...
Give me $1.
All I got's a 20.
Fine, whatever. All right. I'm your lawyer now.
This is not necessary, but now we know where he learned this.
You want attorney-client privilege, don't you? Put $1 in my pocket. I got some 5. I'll take a 5.
What did you say to Chuck?
Kim holds on to this bill for the remainder of the scene because her dress doesn't have pockets. This obstacle was unanticipated by the male writer and director.
Kim, let me set the stage for you. It was like the inside of a Jiffy Pop wrapper, all right? There was Mylar on the walls. There was Mylar on the ceiling. The ceiling. He thought his brain wasn't working. Kim, he was broken. He was a broken man. I couldn't leave him in Crazy Town like that, so I told him, just to make him feel better. But it doesn't matter what he says because it's my word against his.
Jimmy, there's a tape.
What do you mean?
Ernie told me. He said Chuck has a tape recorder wrapped in a space blanket in his desk drawer.
He taped me.
But I'm not sure what he can do with it. He made that tape for a reason, and we just have to figure out why.
I gotta get back to it. The lobby's full of clients. Sorry for the delay, everyone. Mr. Witchell, thank you for your patience. I would never have thought to collect bottle caps.
What excites me is the hunt.
Hey, thanks, Francesca. You were great today.
You too. Those folks love you.
Who doesn't?
U.S. versus McKeever?
This was the first U.S. federal case where a judge was asked to determine the legal admissibility of a recorded conversation.
Just got off the phone with my old crim pro professor. As we know, New Mexico is one-party consent, so Chuck had a right to make the recording. You went to him worried for his mental health.
At this camera angle change, Jimmy's hands not only jump, but this whole segment of tape has vanished.
I think we can get the whole thing bounced under 403. Outside the courts, what can he do? Play the tape for Kevin at Mesa Verde?
Are you thinking about playing this for Kevin Wachtel at Mesa Verde?
If Chuck has a plan for this tape, I don't know what it is.
What's the point?
At this point, all we can do is wait for his move, then act accordingly.
All right, then. Thanks. Oh, hey, what do you think? Etude in Blue over Daydream Harvest. I wanted it to look like morning over the Sandias.
Etude in Blue is a literal colorful reference from the writers to a painting and a song, but Jimmy didn't make it up, so I'm not counting it.
Doesn't look like a stock market crash?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't look like a stock market crash. You okay?
Kim, I'm good.
He was not good.
Left and right. Gently, gently. Left and right. You're pulling the varnish.
And the paint. Not only is he rejecting Chuck's advice, but the McGill is now even more crooked. Mike pops up way too soon after the sounds of him putting his car in park and opening the door. Also, you can see a bug crawling across the road at the exact center of the frame. The Double Eagle Airport, where we met Fifi, is just off camera on the left.
Yeah. I don't see Howard Hamlin ruining his $300 Gucci loafers out here.
This is a bit of a Ferris Bueller reference yet again, common for this universe. Similar to Bob in the Nacho episode, Patrick Fabian had to play down his athleticism. He's been a regular in the Nautica Malibu Triathlon.
This is my 10th year doing it. The fact that we get to do it here for a good cause and raise money is just the added bonus.
This is our first time seeing Chuck's backyard, and they covered up the fact that the real-life house has a swimming pool back here. Only 4.
Howard, do you have a second?
You parked over on the next block.
Oh, yeah. Way over.
Phone. Keys. You have to hide them.
Howard has a BlackBerry Curve, which wasn't released until 2010. He did not ground himself.
Everything okay, sir?
Yes, thank you, Dave.
Aha, his name is Dave.
What's up?
This has been going on for 8 days now, and really, no indication that it's going to work.
It will work.
Maybe it wouldn't have taken so long if he wasn't so over-the-top threatening to Ernie.
There could be terrible consequences. Life-changing consequences.
I feel like he could have just done this instead.
Changed 1261 to 1216. It was me.
Boring.
The cost of these round-the-clock private investigators.
Howard, he's right there.
This is our duty. as officers of the court.
The outside scene on location was shot on a different day than the inside scene on set, so there are some subtle differences with Chuck's wound makeup.
Meet me halfway here.
I suppose we could limit the investigators to just nighttime hours. He'll try to steal the tape under cover of darkness.
You really think he's going to do that?
I know my brother.
Chuck! Open the damn door, Chuck! Jesse! Open the door, Chuck!
Jimmy, go
Open
away!
the door!
Jesse!
Bob always fully commits to his physical performances, and they had to ice his hand between takes. Just like Jimmy underestimated Chuck's 12/16 freakout,
I thought you'd just say, oh crap, I made a mistake, and go on with your life.
Chuck underestimated Jimmy's.
You take me? You asshole!
Jimmy!
Oh, my brain used to work. I'm sick. I don't know what to do. Asshole! No wonder Rebecca left you. What took her so long?
This part uses a Breaking Bad style shaky handheld camera for extra intensity.
Here we go. Is this it? For this, you destroyed our family?
We're a family!
They were very careful with what Jimmy could do here. They knew he shouldn't touch Chuck because they didn't want him to get in trouble for physical assault.
Is that all there is? How'd you make copies? You tell me or I'll burn this whole goddamn house to the ground!
Jimmy! That's enough!
Howard, you were a witness to what happened here?
I was.
And you?
I'm a witness.
Okay, that was the true title drop, saved for the very last word of the episode. Writer Tom Schnauz admitted they stole this idea from a 1968 Columbo episode, and he was not kidding.
Were you a witness to what he just did?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Were you a witness to what he just did?
Yes, sir.
Were you a witness to what he just did?
Yes, I am, sir.
Witness to what?
Why are you saying it like that?
You just incriminated yourself, sir.
You were counting on that.
You have the right to remain silent.
Like with the Raymond Cruz and Mark Margolis reveals, they delayed showing his name to the end to maintain the surprise for those that didn't know or thought they might drag it out to the next episode. They did it for Tina and Jeremiah as well, as their names will appear in the beginning credits next time. Once again, Mike and Jimmy's stories follow parallel paths. They both try to handle their situations but play right into their adversaries' hands. Congratulations and thanks to the new 1-year members! Pink Pools, Maximal Games, WinRAR 64-bit Download, Nightmare 23H, Dude Tower, Nick Matthews, Stellar, CTV, Jerry's Fat Nuts, Maddock, and Seagull Time. And to the new 6-month members! Billy Bob Dan, Manny Petty, Salvage, Pancake Puncher, Joshua Ratzlaff, Lacerino, We Read It Today, Alex Mattios, Speak Pete, Snowden, Chicken and Pickle Butt, James Hobson, Heroes, Never, Mortar Moment, Patrizio 95, Flopsot, John H, Big B 1002, Matanks, Judah Moa, Kanigat, X Chicken Kawhi, IDK My BFF JV, Bazooka Tooth, Gornius, Casey Punk Must Die, Small Diabetes, Matthias Luge, It's Fez, Cam DT 456, Chantarise, Crean, Mike S, SSDQ, Todd Chan, Hi There, Lafumi, NMQ 1982, No Names Were Chosen, Einfach Liam, Richie Liu, Farmcat 7929, Focus Force, Adrian Cruz, Matthew, Saris Ketis, Snuzzle, Phoenix Tear, Aiden Healed, Dennis Minotaurus, Redball, Noah V5, Wolfman Dan, Friedrich Kneb Engstrom, Santino, Rurua, Sean, Dusty, T. Cadio, Repels Fun, Aquino, Phil Collins, Nick Has a Tummy Ache, Richard Carter, Just Bread, Chris Hunter, Last Son of Zod, Jeffrey Matlock, Jeff P, VP Castro, Aiden Aguilar, Ms. Blue Sky, Grandpa Joe, Trojan Trickster, S1, Head Bootius, Chills, Fabiandre 24, Mars, Dominic Roker, Jesse Noda, Cluster Hug, Maximus, Henrik Lazarus, Bolter Blante, Cat Z, Henning S, S4M, and Microwave. I'd like to fix my pronunciation of Revi, Cassiopeia, and Jorge A. Redesno, Realtor HD Real Estate. Now say hi to the new members: Monochrome, Saber, Burke, Ghost of Moses, Luis Harrison, Sam 99 by 1, Sypho, Saul Goodman, Ball with Speed, Tofi, Hazy Lua, Blackbane, Lars Martin Hogland, Nick McKenzie, Retro Productions, Sarah Smiles, Josh Aberdeen, Bill S. Preston Esquire, White Wolf 7472, Jack Crispy, Mr. Memetic, Swag, Scream Breaky, Cheers, Kid Duck, JM, Osfer, Maculatum, Varchi, Painto, Chriskind, Real Celery, Psychindo 86, Tax Collecting Cat, Prime, Captain Lemur of the 7th Lemur Battalion of the War Against Sloths, UAV, Greg Ramos, Ironic Leaks, Ben D, Melissa, and Saucy. Next week, another Breaking Bad character, another Mike scheme, and another iconic shot.
Shit! Do it again.
Hi, I'm Francesca Liddy. I'm here for the interview.
Jimmy McGill. Hey, are you running early or am I running late?
No, I'm sorry. I'm a little late. I'm a little early. Whoops, I'm drunk.
Yeah, that's it, that's it. Okay, save the show. Thank you, man.
Get in the car.
When you invited me to breakfast, I expected something a little more, I don't know, restaurant-y, hospital-y. Don't get me wrong, this is very nice.
You ever been in that place?
It's Pollos Hermanos? Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple times. Why?
All right, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go inside, buy a cup of coffee, a meal, whatever, and sit in a booth. Sometime in the next 10 to 15 minutes, a guy in an old green Chevy Blazer is gonna pull into that parking lot. He'll take a knapsack and he'll go inside.
Okay.
I need you to keep an eye on the knapsack. Let me know what he does with it. Does he take anything out of it? Does he switch the bag with someone? Does he leave something from the bag inside?
Right. I got it.
You got it. Green Chevy Blazer, black top.
Yeah, what's in the bag? Is it money? It's gotta be money. Drugs? Is it drugs? Something else? Well, I'm guessing money. Tell me I'm right.
He is going to be here any minute. And I need you inside. You going to do the job or not?
Fine, I'll do the job. You charmed me into it.